Hey folks, I got a treat for you today. We're getting ready to open up a 2-month ferment of red Biker Billy Jalapeno peppers. This ferment I think is going to look beautiful because I got 4 buckets of it. I opened 1 bucket already and tasted it. It's absolutely amazing. Join me and let's take a look as we open a bucket of Biker Billy Red Jalapeno peppers. Hey folks, this is Phil from Alabama Hot Sauce. That's alabamahotsauce.com on the web. I'm here today because I was producing sauce and I did something that I thought might interest you. I have 4 containers of red Biker Billy jalapenos that have been mash fermenting now for they actually fermented for 2 months and they've been in cool conditioning for 4 months. I opened 1 container and it looked absolutely amazing. So I've got a 2nd container here. I'm gonna open it with you live and we're gonna see what it looks like. We're gonna do a little bit of testing. And if it looks anything like the first bucket I opened, it'll be amazing. If it doesn't look like the first bucket I opened, you might not see this video. But in any way, I think it's going to. I don't have any reason to believe it's not. So we're going to start by opening this baby up. I reuse buckets. So I use these lids that I buy from Berry Plastics that are so airtight they're suitable for shipping. All right, we got our top off there. As you can see, I use bag liners in all my ferments. I would not ever suggest anyone put pepper directly in plastic buckets. I have done that in the past. I found out from experience that's a bad idea. And I'm telling you folks, this stuff looks amazing. This is bright red. There's not a sign of any kind of growth on it. There's no yeast. Certainly there's no mold. And look how thick this is. This stuff is amazing. And it's just thick from top to bottom. Those of you that have seen some other ferments I've opened might know that I do fermenting a little bit different. I set them up. Every one of them are opened every 2 weeks. And I check to see the progress of the lowering pH. I check to make sure we're converting the sugars into peppers. And I then, before I close them back up for further fermenting, I drain out most of the loose fluid. I ferment with rather high salt content. So these 4 buckets, this is one of those 4 buckets, were fermented with 10% salt. So as I dump out liquid each time, I'm constantly reducing the salt content in the remaining bucket. By the time I get to the end, we're looking at a salt content of about 3.5% to 4%. After it's blended, that yields, depending on the recipe, somewhere between 1 and 2% salt. But this stuff is, I can't even tell you how beautiful this looks and how good it smells. I'm not going to taste this because I've done a lot of tasting already today. I tasted the first bucket. It tasted so tangy and actually sweet. It tasted almost as if sugar had been added to the mash. Now what I'd like to do, I'm going to test the pH of this. Now this pH meter may look a little different to some of you. I use a pH open contact meter that's designed for bread dough simply because when you're testing thick things, it's too difficult to clean the closed probes. So I use an open probe. This was calibrated this morning, so the calibration's fine. I'm gonna go in here and get me out a little sample of this mash. And by the way, folks, just as a note, don't ever stick your pH meter directly in your food. Number one, it's not very sanitary. Second, it doesn't look good if people see it. If you want to do ferment testing, draw you out a little container and test it. So, we put the probe in here now. This stuff, when it was put up in cold storage, had a pH of 3.6. And right now, we're at 3.33. And that's at about 22 degrees centigrade. Now, one of the reasons why it's important to know what happens to the pH of your product as it sits is because if there's any microorganism that could be growing in here, or any, especially yeast that could be growing in here, most microorganisms and yeast consume acids. I don't know why they do that, but they consume acids. So what will happen if you got yeast in your ferment that sits a long time, the yeast as it grows will consume the acid and your pH will go up. So you can have a sauce that, or a ferment that sits around, it's got a really good pH, 3.5, 3.6. And if it sits for several months and yeast grows on it, and we all know that when it's yeast, we usually scrape it off and reuse the stuff. If you don't recheck the pH, there's a good chance your pH has gone up to 4.2 or 4.3 because the yeast has consumed it. And that's a thing we don't want. So that's 3.33. It's lower than the pH that I had. I had about a 3.61. So that tells me that the pH has continued to come down a little bit during the cold conditioning. And what it results in is, I'm telling you, just absolutely beautiful, beautiful mashed jalapenos. Like I say, this is Biker Billy Reds. They're a little hotter than field grade jalapenos. They're larger than field grade jalapenos. They have a wonderful taste, almost a sweetness to them that you don't get from field grade jalapenos. But anyway, we got a whole bucket of this. This is the second bucket that looked just like that. Here's the first one. I gotta believe I have two more that are gonna look just this way. So I'm looking at about 200 pounds of absolutely premier ferment. This sauce is gonna start working tomorrow in a recipe I'm gonna do. So I'll use a full bucket of it tomorrow, and I'll use up the other 3 buckets over the next 2 weeks on this sauce and other sauces. And I wanted to show you this because I think that there's just nothing like a beautiful ferment. I know you may have seen other videos if you watch my channel of me opening ferments. I love to share it with you because this is the beginning of a top quality sauce. You can't have a top quality sauce if you don't begin with a top quality pepper source. I don't care if you do it fresh, if you do pickled peppers, or if you do fermented peppers, regardless of which of the 3 you do, you have to begin with premium, excellent condition, fresh peppers. Otherwise, you're trying to make a great sauce out of a less than great starting stock. So I know this was a great starting stock. I see that it's a great ferment, and I have wonderful hopes for the sauce that this is going to become tomorrow, and the day after I'll be bottling it, pasteurizing and bottling it. This is going to be absolutely wonderful. Thank you for joining me. This has been a short video. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. While you're there, give me a thumbs up and ring that bell so YouTube will know to notify you each time we produce a new video. Again, folks, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad you got to see this, what I think is really, really premium fermented pepper, and I'll see you next time. Hey folks, thank you for joining us. I'd appreciate it if you push the logo and subscribe to our channel. While you're here, I've made a couple of video suggestions I think you might enjoy. Press the links and see what you think. Once again, thank you for joining us at alabamahotsauce.com.